Hello, sorry I've been gone for a little while. I have a lot of things going on in real life, and I'm going to explain that in a video in probably about a week or a week and a half to kind of catch you guys up on everything. But there's been a lot going on in the World of Warcraft scene, and I would like to catch you up on a very specific topic because it's controversial throughout the community. And I think that I offer an opinion that is probably not along the norm of everybody else, but hear me out because I do think that I offer pretty solid points as to why this opinion has formed in my brain. Okay, so let me kind of catch you guys up on the situation with 7.1.5. All right. So at BlizzCon, Blizzard announced, the developers Ian Hazakostas, the game director, announced that they were going to be doing a 7.1.5 patch, which is like a mini patch. And this patch is going to offer a bunch of different things like I don't even remember off the top of my head. I'm like totally drawing a blank. But the main things that is like causing a controversy is that they're going to be offering class reworks and changing up kind of like some classes designs and some class talents and kind of filling in the gaps and the mistakes that they felt that they made during like the beta stages where they didn't like how these talents turned out. And since the game came out, I did a lot of beta coverage on the class designs and all that stuff, as you guys know. Since the game came out, obviously everyone has played it, and they now have the proper data to kind of understand how the classes are performing and where the weaknesses are, right? So that happened, okay? But since then, the community has, a lot of people have really spoken out to say that they feel that it's really bad for Blizzard to, I guess, come out with an expansion and offer these class designs, and then people invest in these characters, and then obviously like the play style changes, right? And I get that, like I totally understand, and I want to offer my point of view. So let's speak again to the like the current argument, which is like you're playing this class, you're playing, say, Shadow Priest, for example, and it has a very specific play style, Surrender to Madness, and then all of a sudden 7.1.5 comes out, and most of the talents are changed for Shadow Priest, and you don't like Shadow Priest anymore, but you used to play it, and that was your main. I get it. I get that that's an investment for you as a gamer. Like, you invest, you buy this expansion, right? And then you play it, and you invest all this time, you grind your artifact power up, you do what you need to do in order to be a thriving Shadow Priest. Like, I get that. But if you look at other games, and I think that this is my biggest like understanding. If you look at other competitive games, which most of the people that are like upset about these types of changes are competitors, so like hardcore raiders, hardcore PvPers, and if you look at other types of games like League of Legends or Overwatch or Hearthstone in some sense, and if you look at those games and see how they change over the years, how some cards or some heroes or some champions are changed, there are a lot of differences. Like there's like classes that are nerfed, there are classes that are reworked, there are when I say classes, you know what I mean, like the cards, the heroes, the champions, like they're changed. For example, like League of Legends is going over a pretty big assassin change right now. And Overwatch Sombra just came out, but also like Soldier just got buffed, and Pharah got changed in a lot of different ways, and I'm going to go over that too in a future video. But it's like these changes continuously happen. And as a gamer, in my opinion, what makes a good gamer, a good player in a game, is being able to continuously adapt to the game and also thrive at those adaptations consistently. That's what makes a good long-term player, in my mind. As a competitor and as somebody who has been in gaming for over 14 years now and has really been into the competitive side of gaming since I started, I feel that if you are playing, say, Arcane Mage or Frost Mage or Demon Hunter or any class in World of Warcraft, and your class changes and you quit the game, that in my mind makes them a quitter. And I think that no matter what, I really don't care too much that the class is being changed, because I've played all of these 7.1.5 mage specs, and they're minorly different. They have some pretty major changes on some specific specs, and there's new specs that come about. And honestly, even though I've invested so much into Fire Mage, like I'm going to be playing Arcane Mage because it looks really good. I'm going to be playing Frost Mage, and especially a couple different builds that I've discovered on my own time. Like, I'm going to try those out. And I think that exploring those new talents, exploring those new designs and those new ways to play your class is refreshing. And if you look back to Warlords of Draenor, for example, people's main complaint with Warlords of Draenor was that there was not enough to do. And I understand that there's a lot in Warlords of Draenor that kind of contributed to that understanding of the expansion and why it was bad and why there wasn't enough to do. But I think that, in my opinion, waiting 2.5 years for a class to change is too long. And I enjoy being tested as a player. As a fire mage, for example, if I play fire mage, I enjoy seeing fire mage continuously change so that I can understand the new class design, the new way to thrive as a fire mage, and then still doing it, because that is a challenge that is more involving, more immersive to me than playing a fire mage and the same design as a fire mage for years, because that is, in my opinion, I think that creates stale gameplay. And I think that with these new class designs that are like minor or major, being able to adapt to that and stick to the class that you enjoy, or if you really don't enjoy that class anymore, starting over. While I will agree to the point of the community where the investments are very high, like obviously like the barrier to create a character and then max it out to the maximum potential that it can be, so like max artifact, 890 item level, for example, or 2800 arena rating, or whatever it is, like that is very extreme, and it takes a lot of time to do that. But if you're a committed gamer and you want to compete at the highest level in World of Warcraft, especially, I mean, even with like other games, even those games, like you're gonna have to learn to adapt. You're gonna have to learn to deal with buffs and nerfs, even if you don't agree with them. And it's totally okay to speak out. And I'm not like putting down anyone that's disagreeing with me. I'm fine with your opinion. Like, that's totally cool. This is just mine. And everyone's entitled to one. And it's your job, it's your duty to test out these different changes and form an opinion and speak out if you like them or don't like them. Like, that's awesome. Like, do it. But I also think that my opinion is derived on being able to adapt to new class designs, being able to find what's best in the current meta, and win at it. Just be the best no matter what. Like, adapt and then win no matter what. And I think that that's really fun. That's like a part of gaming that is, in my opinion, unique to gaming. Because if you look at traditional sports like soccer or football, because I have so many European and everyone else that's not American that watches my videos, sorry to offend you, or like volleyball or baseball or basketball, like it's the same sport. It never changes. And the only way it changes is if somebody finds a new way to play the game. And that's kind of how this class design works in my mind. Like that's how those two things relate to each other, is because the developers change the game. For example, like Michael Jordan changed basketball. Like, he changed how basketball was played in a lot of ways, and people would have adapted to that. And I think that, like, even like with skateboarding, when someone does a new trick, eventually a lot more people start to do that trick in skateboarding, because they learn how that first person did it. And if Blizzard changes the design of a class and they are the first person to basically play that class design, and everyone comes in and starts to play that class design, or if you look at a pro player and they're playing Fire Mage, the brand new one, and they start dominating as Fire Mage, you're going to learn how to do it because you watch them. And I think that that kind of adaptation is fun and is part of the gaming aspect, which I love so much. It has so much to offer, and I want to see you guys be more open-minded with the changes and be a part of the changes and explore what's new in your class, because honestly, like, I even like the changes. Like, I've played all of the mage specs and I really do enjoy all of the changes. I don't really see anything negative about it. I can understand if there are negative changes for other classes that I haven't seen yet, but I will definitely explore that and let you guys know which ones people aren't really happy with or which ones don't make sense. So regardless, guys, I just wanted to put my opinion out there. I think that there really is a different side of this coin to be looked at, and I think that I would like to see the World of Warcraft community be more open-minded whenever they look at these different class designs, because I'm happy that Blizzard is taking the time to look at these classes and then make them better in their own understanding, however they can. And if they make a mistake on that, honestly, it happens, but it already happened the first time, so like, why not take another shot at it? And I don't want to wait 2.5 years for classes for like Demon Hunters to be relevant in PvP. Demon Hunters right now were changed for the better, like, period. And overall, like, I'm happy that change was happening now as opposed to when the next expansion comes out. So just my opinion, guys. Feel free to leave a comment down below on this video with your opinion, and also leave a like on this video if you took anything away from it. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for future videos. I'll be going all over these 7.1.5 class design changes on my channel over these next couple weeks before the patch comes out. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.